Hey everybody. So for today's movie review, I'm going to talk about a film it's about 2 weeks old now in the theater. It's called Argo. It's directed by Ben Affleck, and I believe parts of it were also written by him. So Argo, you guys, is a film where it takes place during the Iranian Crisis Situation in the late 70s. 1979, I believe, is when most of it happened. Um, and there's all these hostages being taken. They can't leave the country. They got to have real IDs. They got to have all this stuff. And so the U.S. government and all these other like embassies are trying to figure out how they can get these hostages back home, because they can't obviously make it back to the U.S. themselves. So they hire a guy named Tony Mendez, who's played by Ben Affleck, and this is actually based off a true story. Tony Mendez actually did work for the CIA. Um, and he was asked to figure out a way to get these guys back home, since he was considered one of the best for when it comes to one of these kind of situations. Um, so Tony eventually comes up with the idea of, what if we pretend to make a fake movie? We'll get the fake crew going. We'll have a fake director. We'll get a real director, but we'll make it look like he's actually directing this film, but he isn't. So we get everything you would normally do for a movie, except the fact that we aren't going to make it. So they have this huge press conference. They present the screenplay. They have the storyboards ready to go. They have the costumes and the actors and the actresses all ready to go. They have a first read through of the script. So Hollywood really thinks that this movie's going to happen. It's going to be this huge, big summer blockbuster sci-fi movie called Argo. Um, so they get there, and Ben Affleck's character asks this Tony Mendez guy asks these hostages, when he finds them eventually, to make it really feel and act like they're these people that he made up for this movie. And that was his way of making sure that, when they're being questioned at the airport, that they won't, be taken away again for, because they're hostages. So that's about as much as I want to give away without ruining the movie. Um, and also, because this is based off a real event, if you probably look up somewhere online of this story, it's probably there, just because it's a film that's trying to depict a real life thing. Um, but anyway, guys, Argo, you guys, is it's a very great historical depiction. It definitely depicts the Iranian crisis situation very well. Um, I can watch this film, and I remember learning about this point in history in my history class, and it just really depicts the Iranian crisis situation very well. I was very impressed by Ben Affleck's, Alan Arkin's, John Goodman's, and Bryan Cranston's performance in this. All of them did very well. Um, I won't be shocked, specifically Alan Arkin. I was really impressed with him specifically. If some of them at least get nominated for Best Actor this year at the Oscars. I liked all the fake movie scenes. I liked that this Tony Mendez literally went into Hollywood and get everything ready to go for what would have been a movie, and they were all on board with it. It was just really fun to watch, and they had a lot of fun making it, and us as the audience have fun in return because they had fun making it. So I loved all the fake movie scenes. They were all very fun to watch. I also liked it specifically when Tony Mendez is over in Iran, that you really get a sense of fear and time press. Like, he's pressed for time. Everybody's afraid. Everybody doesn't want to go with it. And he the whole time he has to encourage them. No, no, you got to believe. You got to make them believe that you're these people. Otherwise, we're not going to get out of here. So really a huge sense of fear and time press, and you can see why Tony Mendez won this award with the CIA, because he really risked his life to save these people, and it's really unbelievable what he did. I'm not going to give up too much away, but let's say there is something that goes right. That's all I'm going to say. And one of the hostages literally just goes up to him and shakes his hand as they're going home. And it's a very touching scene. You can definitely tell how Tony Mendez, how why he's so respected and why he was so um, why honored by the CIA and everything. A lot of gripping edge of your seat thrills. There's a lot of scenes in here where you really don't think they're gonna make it out. A lot of things that they're being questioned, and they got to really you know give them crap in order to really make them believe like they're these people for this film crew. So just a lot of really gripping, edge of your seat thrills, and I think the music was a huge factor in that because you really get a sense, like I was saying before, where they were pressed for time getting out of this Iran place. As far as the negatives go, you guys, I will admit the town was better than this movie. That's also because the town is a little bit more my cup of tea as far as storyline goes. Um, I think as far as Ben Affleck being a director, I think he just did a lot more with that one. There's a lot more things he did with the town that I thought he could have done with Argo. Um, I just thought the town was just an overall better story, and in return, well, Argo is only second place compared to this one. I will admit, though, I thought this film was better than Gone Baby Gone, um, but also Gone Baby Gone also had flaws in itself. So for me, it's the town, Argo, and Gone Baby Gone as far as because those are the only three films Ben Affleck directed, but still very good. Just I personally thought the town was better. There were some occasional dull moments in this. There was just a lot of situations where like, oh, can you please move a little faster? And there's just a lot of almost too much buildup, I guess, in some parts. Um, and there's a scene too where like Ben Affleck's getting approval from all these people in Iran, and it goes on for like 5 to 6 different people. It's like, okay, we get it. They approved this movie. Move on. Um, I also felt that there needed to be more fake movie scenes because I just had so much fun watching them, and literally they're only like it's only about 20 or 25 minutes of footage when it comes to the fake movie stuff. Everything else was about the Iranian crisis thing. That's fine, but I just had so much fun watching that fake movie stuff. I would have liked to see more of it. I thought it was very fun. I think the film would have benefited at the end if they had more of that kind of fun aspect to it. Um, a friend of mine pointed this out when I saw it with him. There were some occasional Hollywood exaggerations. A lot of things was like, okay, I don't think it'd be that convenient that they would have caught him there, or I don't think it would have been too convenient that they escaped this and they just so happened to make it to this store in time and all that kind of stuff. But it's a movie and they got to tell it in a certain amount of time, so whatever. It's just kind of a small flaw I noticed as I was watching this movie. Um, I thought the film needed a more consistent tone. There was times where I was having a hard time deciding if I was watching a serious drama or a dark comedy. Um, Even though both those things were fine and they worked well in the film, there was just a lot of moments where I was asking myself, what kind of film is this trying to be? Is it trying to be, a kind of an honorary tribute to Tony Mendez, or is this trying to be kind of this, what if we make this fake movie during like the worst possible time in the worst possible country to film it in kind of a movie. So I really wish the film would have decided more if which route it wanted to go more because by the end I was by the time I was done watching this movie I was kind of having a hard time deciding which genre it was trying to be. Um, but overall, guys, I give Argo an 8.5 out of 10. It's definitely worth seeing. I won't be shocked if we see this at the Oscars simply because it's based off a real historical event. Um, I think Ben Affleck will finally get the spotlight when it comes to him as a director because it's quite clear that that's what he's much better as than an actor. Um, I just thought like I said it was just a great depiction of the Iranian crisis situation. And like I said, the fake movie scenes are just really fun to watch. Specifically, Alan Arkin's role was really fun to watch in here. Um, so anyway, guys, I give Argo a huge thumbs up, an 8.5 out of 10. I highly recommend it. And like I said, I won't be shocked if we see this at the Oscars award because it's the Oscar award ceremony because it was so good.